Hello traders, good weekend, good evening, Vladimir here, and this is the weekly forecast for the coming week, 30th of October 2016. Last week was quiet, on most of it, very quiet, until Friday. Once the FBI announced they reopen the investigation of Clinton, the dollar started to remove and lose the momentum it gained before. And the speculations now will get stronger and stronger as we start to count 10 days to the elections in the US. And this is exactly what will keep us busy this week. The speculations of the seriousness of the emails and the investigation around Clinton, and of course the chances that Donald Trump would be the one to turn up as a winner at the end of this journey. Beside that, we have extremely busy fundamental week. Let's take a look with what we could expect. So it all starts on Monday. Then we have the manufacturing PMI in China to be published. So does with Caixin, manufacturing PMI, cash rate, and a statement in Australia, and the outlook report in Japan, and the policy rate. We have also the monetary policy statement. So it's going to be very, very busy. Then a conference on the night between Monday to Tuesday. All the Japanese members of the central bank. It's going to be very, very interesting period for the Pacific pairs and the Japanese family. Tuesday, manufacturing PMI in Britain, GDP in Canada, very important one. Then we have the GDP index, price index in New Zealand, which affects the price immediately. We know that. Employment change and employment rate in New Zealand as well. Then on Wednesday, it's warming up. We have the ADP and the statement from the Central Bank of America, the Federal Reserve, and we have trade balance in Australia. Thursday, inflation report in Britain, together with the official bank rates votes, how many voted for the last report, and the cash rate will be published, and the cherry of all is going to be on Friday with the non-farm payrolls in the United States. Now the question is how all that is going to affect our moves and our possibilities. So let's go over the market and let's prepare ourselves for trading. I want to start with the Euro OZ because this could be a one to move. I want to remind you the big cycle we have here, right? Bouncing us right from the 161.8, one move, triangle, and another move. Bounce from 61.8 followed by bullish divergence between the two bottoms. And we have here kind of a range. According to the range, we have a good chance we are going to rally towards the top of it, right? And here where it becomes interesting. On a 4-hour chart, this is how it's developed. We got a special cycle before. That was it, right? We got the divergence, we got the rally. Now, if we take a look, we measure a few cycles on a row. We could find we have a monster area here, and we have a monster one right here. So anything around the 154 and lower, the current area we have, right? We almost reached the 154 before. This become a very serious area. If we keep going from here, this would be a very serious area to watch. Now, if we take a look on the statistical dates, what can we learn? Let's mark up the tops. We can say 29 is very powerful. 29 is today, Saturday, so in 2 days it was 30. And basically that's where it comes interesting. Second, third, fourth, fifth, and the eighth, they all are very, very powerful days for tops. Therefore, it brings it very interesting here. Next week, the rallies during next week should be our opportunities to go for sales. The biggest question would be, will they sell from here or from here would make us like a short retrace back to this trend line and continuation towards the top of the range, or is it going to be a reversal for a new bottom to be created according to the possibility of a monthly chart? Since we did have one false break on the bottom, one false break on the top, we could still reach the bottom of this range, which is 140. That's definitely a doable scenario. We can't ignore that, and this is exactly why we would be looking for possibilities to go sell. Divergence starts to prepare itself, slowing down, and the best way to look to enter such opportunities would be with convergence principles, which means we would be looking for false breaks, lower lows, pullbacks, and then we can try to go and sell with the breakouts. This what allows us to look for minimum risk, maximum reward opportunities. And if we climb higher, we are going to do the same. If it continues to do this, we are going to do the same here. False break, momentumal break, which means from a false break, okay, break above and retrace down, lower lows to be created. That's what brings us the momentum to the bearish side, retrace, and sell. Now, if we take a look on our sell zones according to the channels we have, let's put the euro kiwi here. We are reaching exactly there. Okay, that's right here, and then right here. Very same levels on the 4-hour chart. We can see the same zones exactly right here and right here. And that's combinations along with cycle and the statistical date should provide a great opportunity. So keep an eye there. That could be really nice opportunities to come. Next one on the list is going to be dollar franc, and dollar franc I also have an interesting view. For long run, according to the monthly chart, we still have all the reasons to continue further. But the question is on how it's going to perform in the short term. And in the short term, there is a good chance still we might get something like that, where from it could make the move up. Watching on a daily chart, we completed 2 cycles up. You remember from previous week we've been talking about looking for shorts, and voila, it's happening. On the 4-hour chart we got exactly what we love to see, and this is it. False break, lower lows, pullback, and continuation. Currently no change, we still have a gap to close here, but let's start with calling a double cycle of the daily chart here, and its target of 38. So we still have a room to go lower, maybe even much lower, to close the gaps. And as you see, we have a gap right here. Okay, that's 097.30 zone. See that on this place, right? And that might be very good area to catch profits. So until then, every retrace up should be considered as opportunity to go for a sell. Until when? Until daily might go and create a bullish hidden divergence, or at least the 4-hour chart will start to create a bullish divergence. As long as it didn't happen, pressure would now remain bearish. We have a trend line, we have a resistance. As long as they both hold, pressure remains on. So this could be definitely a possibility to follow. That's another interesting pair, and statistically, as I explained, last week was the week we wanted to go for shorts. We had 17, 19, 20, then we had 25, 28 to call as stops. At the end of the day, 25 was called as a top. But it started slowing down exactly from 17, 18, 19. As you can see, it slowed down. One more spike for the final call, and boom, voila, we are going low. So as long as the trend line and the resistance holds, pressure remains bearish. Euro dollar, we've been long on a short term during the week with opportunities. Got some very nice move, and again the biggest question remains: what's coming from here? Is that going to be the triple and double, which is going to make it fly like this? Okay, and this move from here, that's still a possibility, especially with all the things to happen in the United States to come? Or is it going to be a small correction, which will lead after that for a retrace down. Watching on statistical, the current rally could have some issues, at least on the short term. We had the end of the month, 27, 28, which is Friday, but cycles did not complete it, right? Did not complete, and that's why we are moving for the next days. The next important days are going to be first and third. So with the beginning of the week, we can expect these cycles to create some kind of short-term reversals. The biggest question would be, see, we have one here, we have one here. The biggest question will be where we will stop a cycle with divergence. Cycle must come with divergence. If it's going to hold here, classical, on the beginning of the next month, right, which is in 2 days, we are going to start looking for shorts. And the question is if this divergence is going to happen. If not, and we keep rallying, that's would be our place. Another possibility that the euro dollar will create a triple cycle, something like that. That's also a possibility. That will create here double cycle and here triple cycle and lead us still to the 161.8, 110.50-ish, which from we again going to look for shorts. And the question would be, of course, are we going for a short term short, something like that, and then continuation, which is a possibility, or are we going for new low? Currently, I don't know to sell according to the weekly cycle and the monthly cycle. We still have all the reasons to continue lower for one more bottom. I just want to remind you that we had a cycle here with a range, right? So we are dancing around the 100 and holding that. Between these two bottoms, there is divergence, so we can't complain on this part. But by ideal, of course, we would want to see one more spike and continuation. But for us, we neither buy bottoms or sell rallies. Currently, I prefer on a short term to look to sell this rally towards here and see how it develops. If it keeps going down, let it go, because that could be a really good opportunity. But if it just makes two waves down and retrace up again, then switch to longs, because there is a good chance this is going to be exactly as described. Triple, double, fly. That's also a possibility. And according to what will happen in the US, this will be the decider. Pound dollar, same story so far, holding the support right here, holding the 61.8 level so far, so good, still in the range. On the 1 hour chart, we got the convergence principle. That's what we like to see, right? This is the false break. This is the momentum will change by higher highs. With two down, breakout, and you can look to long. This is the first target, of course, the top of the range, and after that, doors are opened. Open for what? Open for the entire move, the 38.2 of this double cycle to be reached. 38.2, by the way, is 131. Right now, it sounds something like imagination, but that could happen. And as long as the last bottom of this support, of this range, hold, we are good to try longs. Why? Just because of the risk reward. If we switch lower and continue down, then we are going for the big cycle, which is the weekly one, of course, this one, and we are going for the final bottom here to the 161.8 right here, next to 117 or so. Is that possible? Definitely. Will that happen? Only time will tell. Currently, we are already on a good zone to try the longs, and everything would be depends now on the triggers we will get fundamentally. Technically, it's ready for both conditions, not only one, for both scenarios. This is why we need some trigger. Trigger this time would come from the fundamental. Which it will be, we don't know. We don't care. We have a clear plan. We have a clear levels. We have a clear view of what we want to see. Currently, we are looking for buys, as long as the range holds. Risk reward is in our favor. Why it's important? Even if we are wrong once, twice, thrice, and we cash out only one time when it makes the entire move, we still make money, a lot of money. Now on the view Where is that? Here. On the view of the pound dollar, you can see how powerful the support is. We are sitting on a buy zone here. Massive area. Daily chart, 4-hour chart, and of course the 1-hour chart. Each of them provide a great opportunity. Therefore, we are looking for potential buys, small risk reward. Okay, small risk, big reward, sorry. And that's our goal. That's our idea here. Next one on the list is going to be dollar Canadian, which again approaching to the level we wanted, the zone of 135. It crossed the 134 towards and bouncing it from 134.30, which is the cycle here, as you can see. Right, this is the zone basically. The question is, what's going to happen? One more spike, definitely possible. One more high, definitely possible. Because in the weekly chart, we still have a good chance we're going to get this area. But we also have to keep in mind the possibility it will not. The divergence is already there. Weekly cycle, right? Double cycle up. Daily, same cycles. This, range, and this. Divergence forming all around, and currently it's not on the histogram, but it is on a moving average, and it's on the histogram it still belongs to this cycle, the last one. So and also from the big one, of course, from here, right? Yeah, it's not sexy divergence, but it's still technically correct. So what we want to see is convergence principles. Okay, we want 2 false breaks, and we actually about to get them. We have 1 and we have 2. So what we want now is to turn down. Down means to break below the last lows. So we want to go lower. 2 waves up, breakout, and try the sells. This will be our risk. Even if we wrong once and we continue to rally after that classical, we will get opportunity again from the top. But if we are right from that very time, then there is a great chance we are going for that. And the risk reward, oh mama, that's the exact things we are looking for as traders. That's the exact things. Let's move on to the other majors. Kiwi dollar. Well, Kiwi dollar is likely going to do the second wave up as well, so it could still do something like that. That's a possibility as well, to reach this place before it continues short. And another scenario is that it will hold this range and continue the bigger leg down after that towards 068. Whatever to come, we're looking for sells. If it was the breakout of the trend line or hold this range, or the second leg up to come towards 072.50 up to 073-ish. Whatever to come, we have our plan and how to look for sells. So keep in mind for this opportunity, a very, very interesting one. OZN. Well, by ideal, I want this pair take us to 81. It has all the reasons to continue, at least by the statistics. The most important days to come are exactly now. The first, then we have actually, not just the first, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So closer to the end of the week, we might get the tops to be created for a serious run here before we start to look for sells. So if we get rallies from this area, I think that we are going to look for sells right after that. And this is exactly where I would like to be active. By then, by the way, we can still possibly look for longs if this cycle would be completed here, somewhere around this place, right? Provide some bullish divergence here. Okay, these 2 longs, these 2 short, 2 waves down, we can go and try the longs towards the 81 zone. Is it doable? Definitely. The only question is if we will get the cycle completed here and if we get a divergence. So if we put some cycle view, that's our zone. We have the 100 now. We will prefer this area, of course, slightly below than 79. We will want to get divergence there. If it will be created, classical. Then we can short-term trade longs. Dollar yen reached the possible sell zone. Statistically, it's right on the date. We had the 27.29, that's exactly where it started from, right here, right? 27.29, started from 28, exactly on the range we wanted. So look for shorts. Also, the next days to come, 2nd, 4, 5, 6 are very, very bearish. And on the 4-hour chart, it finally did what I love to see. We had one false break here, one false break here, one false break is creating now. On the 1-hour chart, it had a convergence principle, which also 2 false breaks here, and broke below this last low. This is the case I love to see. So what I want to see is 2 waves up now and sell versus this stop. Targets according to the short-term cycle, this one. We are going to here, which is 103.50 approximately. And further, there is still the chance we are still moving in this channel, which means there is a good chance we are going to the bottom of the channel, which is below 100. That's why I love these opportunities. They bring great risk reward. What do we do if it just keeps going? Let it. We will wait for the next days, as I said, by the end of the weekend, end of the week, and the opportunities there might come around 107, 108. Could bring us a gain. We have the monetary policy in Japan. Unless they announce some crazy new package of intervention, that plan should be followed, as I described. If they will just call that crazy intervention, then we might make the move and start to correct the big weekly cycle here towards 38, which is 109 zone. Okay, but as the way I see it right now, it's not going to happen. Surprises can happen. Technically, it shouldn't. So we will see what exactly it will do for us. Euro pound. What do we do with this pair, huh? Not surprising, we're still sitting around the 61.8. We still can play around this area, so we could still keep climbing slowly towards 0.93, 0.94 maybe. We still have the time. We had around 20 candles here. We're just on 20 here, so it still can dance here all this period. Therefore, it's not the best opportunity for sure. On the short-term view only, we can see we don't really have anything to count, just 29 on first. So maybe on the short term we'll get some pullback, but basically we should climb higher after that. The next very important days are going to be 10s, 13, 14. So to make it long story short, on the current rally we have, we might get some short-term pullbacks, and this is one example for a cycle we can watch for. Okay, around 0.9060 for example. This could be a cycle, the very short-term cycle to watch as well as the two very important levels we have here. Okay, that's the zone, and if we can climb towards this place, we might get a short-term retrace back to this trend line, where we might go for longs again. Definitely interesting opportunity to follow as well. OZ Kiwi. How good it's moving, huh? That is a serious mover. By ideal, I would like to get it going all the way down to here. That's the 161.8 of it. 104.18. That would be also the 50% retrace of this entire journey approximately. And that's where I would like to go for longs after that. So technically looking for shorts from this place. How? Well, we complete now a double cycle here, as you can see. Okay, I believe around this zone it should be stopping somewhere. Don't jump blindly, of course. Okay, look for false break, momentumal change, pullbacks, and this could be the long on a short term, where we might get the move down towards 105, maybe even lower. If and just keep going one way, fine. We don't force nothing to happen. We have our next zone to watch it, which will be 105. This will be the 161.8. So if we get this short-term rally, we can look for sell after that. If we just continue down 105 zone, slightly higher, slightly lower, and we go for buys again. Looking on the statistical view, OZ, Kiwi, let's look for bottoms. You can see it might create a bottom for us. 6, 7, we have some area to watch, and if not, we have 10 and 12. So basically, there is still more to come. That's the bottom line. But short term, first, second could provide some short term buys, right? That's exactly what we've been discussing about. And then small pullback and continuation towards 10, 12, for example, maybe even further towards we have 16, 18, 19. That could be somewhere like here, where from we're going to go long again. So this is the plan for this pair. Also very interesting one. OZ CAD, a pair I love. Finally reached the zone I wanted, the 103 zone. Shorts. Look for shorts. Ideally by investment, because it still can go and dance the ugly dance there. But basically, we already had triple cycle on the 1 hour chart. Let me just enlarge it here. We had this kind of triple cycle here. 1, 2, 3. Which makes me think that this is going to be like this, where from we can start looking for the sells. If we go for one more high, fine, we will be looking to go sells from there, 103 up to 105. That's all acceptable zone. Watching on a statistical dates, we can see we already have top 30, right? 28, 30, and that was created exactly there. So, which just confirm our view for sell, and I believe we could aim easily on 99 zone for this pair. And let's see what else I have on my list. CAD franc, from my point of view, one of the rarest opportunities, and here is why. There is a chance we are going to hold this range and fly from here. There is a chance, exactly the same chance, we are going to see one more push down. If that was like this and a range, there is a chance we are going for this situation as well, where from we are going for a fly. The lower we go, the stronger the buy is according to the weekly and the monthly cycles. Further down, the better the buy would be. Look for buys and buys only. I'll make it very, very short here. Okay, buys and buys only. Was that a bottom? We will know only after some time. Currently, it's one of the possibilities. Statistically, we had a date with 27, right? And it was created the day after, which is fine. If not, the next important day is 3rd, 4th, 6th. And then we move only to the last part of the week, which is 15, 16, 18, 20. That's the zone. So definitely we'll keep an eye here as well. Of the pair, really good opportunities. Gold and silver did interesting pullback, and still not convincing me that game is over. There is still big chance we are going for one more push down, and I am looking for sales. And I believe this was one false break. It might turn to be the second. If we make this lower lows, I would be looking to sell rallies after that for one more push lower. So also statistically, if we take a look here, gold on its rally, right, could top 28, and it was exactly 28. First of the month could be, and second of the month are pretty strong for possibilities of short, and that's what makes me think there is a chance we will get one more low. That's definitely a possibility. S&P, I don't think nothing special will happen unless the speculations around the Clinton investigation would bring something clearer. There's a triangle which I believe will be broken only after the elections. But again, with all the investigations. Everything could happen. All the possibilities remains on, and that's basically all I can talk about here. And in terms of oil, it's making a very nice move. My view did not change. I still believe we should be looking to buy retraces. The lower the better on the 4-hour chart. It seems we are building a triple cycle, which is this. 1, 2, 3. We might get some pullback, one more push, and fly, or that could be called as a bottom as well, and fly for new highs. Potential divergence to be created, so we keep an eye here. And in terms of levels, we have this level, the 161.8, also coming very close. That's 48 zone, slightly higher, slightly lower. Everything there would be acceptable, of course. That's all possible. And in terms of statistics, we take a look for bottoms. What can we see? First, second, fifth, third. Very powerful wick to call bottoms. We just need to make sure we have divergence. This could be a bullish hidden. On the 4-hour chart, we will need to see this divergence forming as well, and then we can start to go for longs. How? The best way for that would be, of course, to make false breaks, right? Return up by higher highs, pullbacks into, and then you can go and grab the breakout. Small risk, big reward. This is the only thing we care about, and that's what we want to see happen. That would be all for this week, friends, and I wish you wonderful trading. I hope you enjoyed it, and if yes, please click the like button, leave your feedback, your comment. It always is a nice feeling to get back some appreciation and to know it helps you. So I know my work is not for empty, that you benefit from it. And feel free to share it with anyone who you believe can have benefit by watching that. So once again, thank you for your time, and I wish you a wonderful week to come, and happy trading. Yours, Vladimir Ribakov.